Welcome to another video about Anchor Panic, guys, and this is going to be kinda an important one. It was some kind of discovery for me, not gonna lie. I missed a couple things about the stats and some stuff like that, about the gears, how you can improve it, so I believe this might be helpful to some of you at least. Maybe not for everyone, but for some of you, I believe. So let's begin about it. First of all, I'm going to speak about Carnisa. She's just insane. And overall, you can see here on the right part of the screen that we have attributes. These stats, basically our stats, and if we're going to open it, here everything in details, but overall I have 27.7 almost k HP, almost 2.8k attack, some kind of defense, let's say, speed 96, which is not that bad, quite honestly. But here, for example, when I'm going to open everything in details, you can see that, for example, crit rate, I have it at 51%, 28. You may ask me, how? This is kinda decent, not gonna lie, because at the base parameter we have no crit rate whatsoever, and there are only a couple ways how we actually can increase it, boost it, and gain it, and improve overall our stats. The crit damage you can see almost 200, base attack 61.2%, base HP doesn't matter that much, defense bonus okay, block chance yes, something like that, depth penetration, ignore defense, break rate, there are quite a lot of stats here, and the lightning damage 23.2%. So, first of all, the main stats, they're coming from levels. The higher level is going to be, the more stats, base stats you're going to build for yourself. The other moment is going to be, obviously, the trust rate, which you're able to build through completing the content, just clearing different stages and so on, is going to increase a bit by bit, but also you can provide gifts to boost it as well, and it's going to also increase attack, HP and defense. What else do we have? So, sigils, pretty much obvious, yeah, and as I already was speaking about it, the main weapon, the weapon specifically for the character for which it's been created, is going to be the best fit. So it's going to provide HP, attack, elemental, damage, and there are empower attributes as well. So here we actually have a chance to get ourselves the crit rate and some other stats which are going to be random when we're going to click enhance, when we're going to go to empower. Here again, I already was mentioning it, but we are able to roll ourselves certain stats just absolutely randomly. It's going to take from us some amount of our currency and also this empower nucleus. We can dismantle other SR weapons, or we can get it from supplies from the exchange shop. It can be multiple ways with arena, with some other activities where we're able to farm some currency and afterwards exchange it. So you can see level 2 out of 10. The maximum amount of crit rate which we're able to get here is going to be, let me see, 16%, which is actually not that bad, but it's a pure RNG. Rolling for yourself 10%, I mean level 10 is going to take you a while, and specifically this one stat, yeah, it's a lot of RNG. Also, ideally, for example, for Carnisa, is going to get for yourself the crit rate, the lightning damage, and what is it? The crit damage in a real world. But yeah, it's kind of questionable how actually this possible. Anyways, there are some other ways as well, and we're going to talk specifically about them. Also, additional stats you're able to receive from Ascension, from advancements, yeah. From the skills, not really, you're just going to increase your stats overall and that's it. The most important part is going to be about models, so these are basically our gears. And for example, for Carnisa, you can see I'm using 4 set of the lightning attribute, let's say, the lightning element, When attacking a target with shock, lightning damage increases by 15%. If the target has shock, stacks, so on. And 2 pieces for the base attack. You also can see some stars here, right? This is an interesting. So when we're going to cultivate, here on the bottom you can see remodel. Yep. How is this working? So when you're clicking on these 2 arrows, you can roll yourself 2 additional stats. They're always going to be the same. I mean, they're random, but for example, defense is going to be the same amount, block chance is going to be the same amount, HP, crit rate, they're all going to be the same. The levels that you see here, it's basically the amount of these bonuses that I rolled on some other pieces. For example, on this one, I can get myself overall 3 slots. So you can see here 1, here the second one. So in total it gives like 2 levels. And on the other pieces of models, the same situation. How is this working? So we need to get ourselves the model reinforcement component. Where you can get it? From the store or from dismantling other legendary models. And when you're going to dismantle one, you're going to receive one this component. The subconscious deep seek, I actually didn't really dive deep into it, so I have no idea where we're able to farm. I need to discover this mode a little bit more and actually start to working on it, because I believe it is going to be beneficial overall. But yeah, obviously, at least at this stage for me, how is this working without the option to actually farm the subconscious deep seek? There are a couple ways. First of all, it's going to be through the store. For example, when you have enough dupes on your characters, on our characters especially, and when you're going to summon 4 characters and get yourself extra dupes, which are not going to be involved into Ascension, you're going to farm these coins. And here you can exchange them, basically. There are some other ways. I believe it's from arena supplies. Yeah, here they are. Special supplies, not really. Info store, we already discussed it. Here not. Regular exchange not. So yeah, basically 2 places. And this means that we need to go to resources, to the model test, and farm as much as possible legendary pieces and select those one which are going to be not usable for your characters. It's kind of hard to predict which one are going to be beneficial, which one not, but I had overall an estimation. So when we are going to the models, for example, in more details for the slots, for the first slot, main stat is going to be always the same, additional as well. Here in the second slot as well, it's always going to be HP. In the third slot, it's going to be always defense. In the fourth, it might change, and here, for example, it's speed, and also it can be HP. So far, from what I've seen, I was able to roll only 2 main stats here, or speed or HP. Now when we're going to the 5th slot, it's becoming more interesting, because here, as a main stat, we're able to roll the crit rate. And you see, level 40, it's maxed out, 17, 52%. Also, when you're going to upgrade it to level 30, you're going to receive yourself additionally 5.8% of crit rate, which is nice. There are some other stats like base HP, again crit rate, base attack, something else, base attack, maybe something else, I don't remember that. And the 6th slot, you can get here crit damage and additional crit damage at level 30. The other parameters are going to be defense, again, crit damage, attack, defense. I believe there is also something else, but I was trying to, farm as much as possible, and I didn't see a single time for the 6th slot any type of the model which is going to have crit rate. I think it's impossible to get it. But overall, how remodeling is working in general. So basically, when you're going to upgrade it to level 20, you're going to unlock one slot for remodeling. When you're going to level 30, you're going to unlock the 2nd slot. When you're going to level 40, you're unlocking the 3rd slot. And again, it's pretty much simple. So we're going here, we're doing remodel. You're getting yourself the 1st roll here. Afterwards, when you're going to continue remodeling, you're going to unlock some additional slots here. They're not going to stack. I mean, you can select for yourself which one to keep as the main. But obviously, the first one which you're going to roll, and as soon as you're going to hit this activate button, for example, on the 2nd roll, is going to switch the first one and erase it completely. It's not going to be like backwards in a safe spot. No, you're going just to override it with the new one. Basically, that's how it's working. And yeah, here you're able to roll yourself some random stats. So for example, when you're going to have a look at what I have here, for example, the crit rate, crit damage, base attack, some other stats which I received myself, I decided, for now it's not really that important to get myself just the most perfect rolls of additional stats, so it is what it is, let it be whatever it's going to be. And the main thing for me right now is going to be working on the levels of these models and building up the full amount of potential stats increase for my main DPS, and afterwards working on my support units the same way, just one by one or more or less equally, because we're talking about support units. Yeah, the top priority obviously is going to be the DPS. So here you can see as well crit. Here what do we have? Base attack, block chance, crit, again speed, additional attack, and some other rolls. But yeah, overall you understand how it looks like, and by my understanding, as the game develops and the more levels we're getting, the more stats we're getting, afterwards, when we're talking about attack for our main DPS, additional attack isn't going to be that great. So the attack percentage afterwards, at the end, is going to be more beneficial and is going to give us more improvement in terms of damage output. I believe that's pretty much it about this video. I think this is kind of an important one, and I mean, by discovering this, my results improved by kinda a lot, at least from the preview. I guess you should be able to see the crazy damage output that I was able to bring my Karanisa to. But yeah, also about the speed stats, you need to actually follow the other operators that you have, and for example you have support, which is kind of important for you to take action as a first one. You need to pay attention to her speed being higher than your DPS to actually activate the buffs. With that being said, hope is going to be helpful for you. You enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.